Hi, this is NorCaffeine and welcome back to some more Prison Architect. Now, it's been a while, excuse the ugly prison, it's been a while since I made any video, and that's two parts, two reasons. First of all, I've just not bothered, or that's the second one, and maybe first, second, whatever. The other reason is that I got new hardware for my computer. Namely my GPU, which has been bothering me since I got this computer, which is about 3 years ago. 2.5 maybe. So, from my old AMD Radeon 1 gigabyte 6800 series, I don't remember, it was shit, so to speak, in comparison to what I bought myself now, which is the R9 280X, the Asus version, which is another AMD GPU, and it's stronger than the 270 series, and it's a tad bit weaker than the 290 series, although it's the sweet spot in the middle. It gives you extremely great performance for an affordable price. So if you're into playing things on the highest graphical setting, I will really recommend buying the 280X from whichever make, actually. Mine is the Asus, and it's really cool, cooled. The temperature is very great and the performance is fantastic. I've been running it through Battlefield 4 and Skyrim and all those games people tend to do benchmarks on, and yeah, it's performing fantastic. So, without further ado, enough rambling about that, what's new with Prison Architect? What's new with my voice? I'm using the SteelSeries Siberia V2 headset. Also, I got the version with the 7.1 sound card USB jack adapter, so I know I sound a bit different, maybe a bit clearer, I hope, but yeah. The game is now in Alpha 21. This is from the 30th of May 2014, and as you can read, drug addiction, advanced regime control, and game language selector has been added. Now, since we're already in the menu, what's the language selector? Well, you see this little flag up here. Let's push it. And a little bit of error messages, but here we are. So, I think this takes mods actually and put them in this pack, because the community has made translations. So since I'm Norwegian, it's the closest you will get from in my case is the Danish translation pack. It's a bit odd language, I think, but oh, everyone is black. But yeah, not everything is changed in all those packs. It varies actually. Right now we have 5 prisoners pass the general education course. Also, en besøkende på grunn gruppet I en grupper, which means like there's one visitor in one visitation group. So yeah, not everything will be changed, although a lot will, namely the tabs in the bottom and that stuff. But I will be using the English pack, as should all. Yeah, I think I had to restart because this is just messed up. Okay, I think we're back. I know we're back. So, that was the language packs. They act like a mod, I believe, so the game does not really enjoy you changing mods. Oh, and you can upgrade if you have bought on Steam. That's fantastic. I actually looked on that and I couldn't. So, yeah, that's nice. And also they said there's a video on their own page where they say that the next alpha will be a bug fix alpha. There will be added no new features because there are quite the amount of bugs out there. But yeah, so what's next? I will take the easiest one first. Now you can actually change the regime depending on which, like, oh, there's a lot of people in there. On the security setting the people have. Like, I've set it so that my normal security guys, they will sleep 1 hour longer into the morning than the max security, because their whole schedule is skipped like 1 hour behind on everyone else. So they will be eating breakfast before the normal security. I don't know if this is even beneficial at all, although I want to mix it out a bit. Just try out the feature. Also, earlier there was this nothing. What was nothing? Nobody knew. But what that really meant was lock up, like now. The prisoners wouldn't do shit, so they would just go back to their cells and stay there for an indefinite time, depending on what you, the warden, would assign them. So this is very cool. If you have, if you match these up, they will just merge together. And also, if I have minimal security, I can skip them or swap them their regime against these guys. So you can kind of you don't need to separate your prisoners in 2 different prisons. You can just have them never be in the canteen, shower, or workshop, or whatever at the same time, which is a cool new feature. Oh shit, boy. I think somebody died. Oh fuck. Okay. This is actually... Who's in lockdown? This is also a new feature of the game, which I was just coming around to, and we got a prime example of what's another cause of death. So people earlier, the only way to die was being killed by somebody, shot by a guard or shanked by someone in the shower, or anywhere else actually. What will happen now is that your prisoners, bear in mind, I loaded this prison up from earlier, so none of my prisoners were addicts, although when I took in new prisoners, they came with their own alcohol and drug addiction. Yes, that's right. You finally have addicted prisoners. So what you can see here, there's a lot of puke on the floor. People have been drinking, and they're shit-faced. So you can see this guy, Iron Steel, he has over the status effects, there's alcohol, so he has a strong urge for alcohol now. So he is an alcoholic. It should tell here, I am not sure why not. I'm just going to search. So, what's the grading? Yeah, that's my first death, that's sad. But alcoholism and drug addiction is added now. And what that does is you finally have a need to care for drugs. Also, he stole from the infirmary, and you can see the arrows going back to the cell through the workshop, and he hid it in his cell, and a dog actually got him, and I really don't get why he died, but I presume he overdosed, he OD'd, and that's the cause of death. What will happen is that you get this green circle, like when you find contraband on someone, and you will have to skip over there and make a doctor go to the person which is overdosing, or else they would die. So this is adding another feature to the game, which is very cool. You now have a reason to have dogs, because dogs can sniff out booze and drugs and poison. And also, my guys have always been restricted access to the infirmary and the offices, except the psychologist. So now I will be having to take care to watch out here. And also visitation. Visitation is the number one, or male as well, but visitation in this game will be source number one for drugs and alcohol. Family members or whoever will smuggle in for the prisoners, and having a dog guarding this area, sniffing out the drugs, is a good idea. So you will be having to take care and watch out for this. What's also the feature following this is that you now have a need for drugs, you now have a need for alcohol. How can you prevent this? Well, you can just, what's it called, cold turkey? When you deny someone their narcotics, and they will just have withdrawal symptoms, sweating, having a real bad time, basically. You can just find a guy who is doing drugs and just lock him up. Search his ass, lock him up for 1 day, and just keep him indefinitely behind bars. For they will then start having withdrawal symptoms and puke. Yeah, so they will be acting like someone in withdrawal. I'm not sure if that's deadly or just a bad time for them. This guy is drunk on work. Stupid person. So yeah, you can either lock them up or what's this guy doing? He's in a reform program. What program is this? Well, right now he is doing the methadone program, and he have succeeded, and excavator too. He's failed everything. So what this does is, in the programs section, you can, as you can see, I've just activated several programs. I have the methadone program active. This is supplementing drugs with, I don't know how the process is going, but they use supplements which does not contain the damaging stuff, which will fuck up your nerve system, etc., just to combat this. Although I don't think they will be cured, they will just lose their urge for doing drugs the next 12 hours or so. So this is a way to combat narcotics in your prison. And that's basically it. Also, your alcoholic population has the same opportunity. Right now nobody is participating. 18Q, I don't understand. What this will be is this, it's the anonymous alcoholic, AA. You know, you sit in a horseshoe, the therapist just ask you questions and ask you how you feel, if you have let somebody down because you're drunk, and that sort of things. So that's now implemented, which is cool. You just have to, yeah, I should mention, for methadone program to work, you should have an infirmary. And first I was like, why doesn't this work? Why is it every room is blocked? I had this staff only, which is a bad idea if you're running that program. Also, the Alcoholics Anonymous will happen in a common room, so you just have to make a sitting area. They can sit wherever, actually, but for the immersion, just make it like this. And then they will talk about their alcoholic problems, and that will reduce their need, and they can never be cured, which in real life is true as well. You're always an addict, even though you have kicked the habit. You will never experience a rush, just like taking a shot of heroin or whatever. Same with alcoholics. Once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic. The only way you can stop is just not drink, but your body is still used to that alcoholic rush, basically. So yeah, the last thing added is surrendering, and I can't get it to happen here because the prison is going very stably, which is good and sad for the same reason. What will happen is that your guards will sweep around if somebody is rioting, and they will give them a chance to surrender. Now they will raise their arms if they're surrendering, and also if somebody is shot in the vicinity of rioting prisoners, there's a chance that they will surrender upon seeing their fellow prisoners being killed. So I think that's covered everything actually. Bear in mind the alcohol and drug problems will not arrive in your prison. If you load up an older one, you just have to take in new prisoners that come with the drugs and alcohol. As you can see here, all my new prisoners were stowed away in the holding cell, and there's puke on the floor, and yeah, not very nice. But that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you will support this game, and the developers, they are working very hard, as you can see, making people puke. So thank you for watching. Please leave me a like, comment if there's something to comment on, and subscribe if you like what you see and want to see more. And I will be seeing you around. Bye bye.